Hi everybody, g'day, it's Sister Sue here. I've been studying some herbalism of late and finding about the history of herbalism. Very, very interesting, and it comes from many moons back and very ancient times, and how people lived and grew and loved and cured people and healed people, and then unfortunately become problems, didn't they? And they got their heads chopped off, or they got burned at the stake. So long before medicine became an institution, healing was an art. It was, wasn't it? Yeah, born from the earth itself. Hermetic herbalism comes from an ancient understanding that all things in nature are alive and interconnected. The sun that warms a leaf also warms the heart. The same rhythms that move the tides move through your own blood. To the early herbalists, every plant held a spirit, a signature and a message, an echo of divine order that reflected the balance of the universe. The term Hermetic comes from the teaching of Hermes Trismegistus, a blend of Egyptian and Greek philosophy that taught as above, so below, so within, so without. These words carried a truth that healing begins in harmony, not domination, in understanding the relationship between the outer world and the inner soul, which makes sense, doesn't it? So the outer world is nature, and the inner world is our bodies and our inner soul. But as time unfolded, humanity's hunger for power and its need to control what it didn't understand began to overshadow the old ways. That's true, very true. Knowledge, once used for nurturing, became guarded, forbidden, or twisted into superstition. The rise of rigid ideologies, religious, political, and later scientific, drove a wedge between spirit and science, between human and nature. And that was very true. Those who listened to the plants, who practiced healing by intuition and rhyme, were often cast aside, forced and silenced. And we do know that from history, because witches were burnt at the stake. Herbalists were actually healers. A lot of general food has been demonised because of why? Money and greed and power. Yet truth never dies, it waits. Beneath centuries of mistrust, the wisdom of Hermetic herbalism still whispers through the leaves, the soils, the scents of the healing herbs. Today, we are remembering what our ancestors once knew, that nature is not a resource to exploit, but a living ally to walk beside, which is very true. Hermetic herbalism calls us back to the garden, to a way of healing that honours both the seen and unseen. It invites us to reconnect to the intelligence within plants, the energy that binds all life, and the humility to listen again. Very true. For listening, we remember that the earth has always known the way, and it is we who must learn to trust her once more. That's so true, isn't it? if we listen to and use the gifts we got in our herbs and our plants and not exploit them, we use them for healing and well-being and for the good of people, then we'll be a much healthier earth, much healthier beings. So every little bit counts. So every little herb, every little flower, every little time we try and do something, like these lovely little calendulas and some lettuce and some other things, we're honouring the earth. We're using the earth's goodness. We're using the earth's abundance, peace and joy and happiness and all that lovely stuff. So I guess in today, I was just wanting to show that it's okay to get out there and try and do something and look at your garden. Every little thing counts. Have a great day.